Welcome then to Marina Bay and a tough, bumpy street circuit that will test these drivers to their absolute limit. So sit back and enjoy the action here at the Singapore Grand Prix. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometres long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Russell, Oscar Piastri, and Norris, Antonelli, Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, and Lance Stroll, Hadjar, Albon, Carlos Sainz, and Lawson, Ocon, Doohan, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Ollie Behrman. Gasly and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And joining me in the commentary box once again, Naomi Schiff. Hi, Gnomes. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
Okay, give me a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, DRS is now available. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Checkered flag.
Still got it.
And Lewis Hamilton takes the checkered flag and once again wins.
There was never a moment of doubt today. You could tell that they completely had it under control, and that is a sign of greatness.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've absolutely loved watching that action today, and I'm sure these three have loved taking part. Here come our podium finishers. And back on the top spots that he's taken so often in the past. So well done to Lewis Hamilton.